Hey, John, you've got our invocation this morning, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Good morning. Everybody could grab a seat. That would be great. We've got an exciting program, so we want to get everybody situated. Oh, wow, you guys quieted down right away. It's because MJ's here. Everybody's going to be on their best behavior. All right, our invocation this morning is being led by John Williamson, who's joining us remotely. So, John, to you.
Okay, let us pray. Father, thank you for every person who is here today, for each mind and heart that fills the presence of this room. We thank you. Only you truly know what we are setting out to accomplish today. We have an idea, a vision, hints and daily instructions. We have talents, abilities, and time to work. However, only you can see the perfect detail, the end of every beginning, every project, every season, every life. Nothing is ever in vain, for even mistakes and missteps are used for good. Bless this meeting today, all those who are present, as well as the lives of those we will encounter afterward. Ready us to make every moment count. In your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you, John and Steve. We're going to move to announcements in just a minute. I know we have several, but I wanted to just share a couple of highlights from our board meeting, which was Wednesday. And just as a reminder, the board meets the first Wednesday of every month. We welcome any of you to participate as guests. Just reach out to me and let me know if you'd like to attend. I think a lot of the highlights are going to be included in the announcements, but one thing that we did for everyone's awareness is the district is proposing to incorporate as an Ohio nonprofit corporation, and all of the boards for all the clubs need to vote, and our board voted unanimously to support that proposal. And Wolf will cast our club's vote at the fall training on September 11th. Thank you, Wolf. The other thing is just the progress. So the water project, our water project in India, where we partnered up with a club in India, which Wolf has been leading, and Sharon, making progress. These surveys are underway across, I believe, 10 villages. So really exciting progress there. And we talked about planning a program in the spring where we can perhaps bring in Mohan's family and maybe get the club in India to join us via Zoom and just talk about the status of that project. September 24th, we will have an in-service club meeting. So we'll be packing go packs for students in need across Dublin. Those will be distributed by the Dublin Food Pantry. We're going to do 500 of those. So looking forward to having enough people in here to put together 500 go packs on September 24th. And lastly, our foundation board met this week, and Susan provided an update. Our portfolio gained 33% last year. That's a win. And our average, our 3-year average is about $322,000, which means that the amount available to the club for grants this year is about $16,300. So the foundation is in great shape. That's really it from the board meeting. Several announcements, and we're going to start with Ramona.
All right, Ramona. I think the Woohoo Rotary should be a permanent fixture. Right? Okay, so Wednesday, why not Wednesday at Fido's, 5 o'clock. Come for a little bit, stay for a while. Just get there, a little fellowship, a little happiness. Hope to see you guys there. Perfect party at Mike Eisler's on the 14th. I know an invite's been sent out. Make sure you sign up for that. We're going to start doing the member-to-member initiations opportunity to introduce next week. And what that basically is, a minute to 2 minutes, you kind of talk about somebody else. You meet them, talk about them, and they talk about you. I'll be sending out kind of the platform for that hopefully this weekend, if not today. Chicago is coming to Columbus. That's in November, one of our social events. And so for that, I'm going to need in advance people that would like to go as a group to see Chicago at the Palace. I'll be sending out an invite for that. So kind of doing a couple different things this year. So we're excited about that. And the holiday party. We have it booked for December 2nd, which is a Thursday night. We went ahead and booked for next year so we can have it on a Friday night, but they were already full. So we're going to have it on December 2nd this year. Just here. Just mark it in your social calendar so you'll plan on making it. All right, that's all I got. Have a great day, everyone.
I said this last week, I'll say it again because I know there's a fair amount of concern about the virus. For the perfect party on the 14th, we have plenty of room outdoors. Anybody that wants to come can come, feel safe, and be outdoors. And then on the member to member, the spotlights that we're starting, really excited about that. And when the sign up comes out, I hope that you all will sign up. Did you have something, Claudia? You got to come up here though.
Hey, Claudia. Good morning, everybody. I sent out a sign-up list for the Scioto River cleanup on August 21st. I will resend it. It's from 9 to noon. It's a really fun time. It's very family-oriented, so bring kids and grandkids. Probably anybody over the age of 5 would be perfect there. And then that's with the city. The day before, our Friday meeting is being dedicated to our city water specialist. And the entire focus for that is helping water streams in Dublin and the surrounding areas. So we'll be learning how to test water, then we'll be in the water. So please, hopefully coming back out of the water. So I'll send that back out. Please sign up.
Thank you, Claudia. Oh, Lou.
Yes.
Has an announcement. Presentation.
You're probably, oh, there I am. You're probably wondering why I'm up here. The trophies are in for the second annual Classic Car Show on September 5th.
All right.
This is, what does this say? Dublin AM Rotary and HDBA Classic Car Show 2021 Festive Show. And this one is the Dublin AM Rotary Classic Car Show 2021 Top 30 Award. We have 30 of these and one of these, September 5th. If you want to volunteer, we have quite a group of volunteers already, but there's still room if you'd like to volunteer. And above and beyond that, we'd like to see as many people that's available that day in the Rotary come out for fellowship and the social event. Thank you.
And I know we have a presentation coming up. I'll put in a quick word for all of us that are volunteering for Irish Days tomorrow. Just please refer to the email that Andy sent out with the instructions and the t-shirts. I think we're going to have an announcement about here in a second. From
Good morning, Rotary.
Good morning.
I love it. Just so you are aware, two things that are going on. We need volunteers on September 11th, 18th, and 25th for the OSU parking at BMI Federal Credit Union down off Kinnear Road. So the sign-up sheets are on the website, so please feel free to take a look, and if you're available on those dates, I'll use you as much time as you can give me on any of those dates. But we are committed to run that parking program. So we're going to need about 10 to 12 volunteers each of those days in order to collect the money, marshal the people into the available slots, and then control the parking as things develop over that. So, okay, go ahead.
How much do we get for doing it?
We will get approximately anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 per day for the few hours that we're there. So it's a golden opportunity, and it only comes around about once every 6 to 8 years where our group would be offered the opportunity to do this. So that's one of the reasons we want to make sure we take advantage of this. Secondly, for the Irish Festival, Andy is going with the gray shirts. So if you're working at the Irish Fest and don't have a gray shirt, I still have some mediums and larges out here. So feel free to stop by and do that. If you just need a Rotary shirt, like to have one, we have small, medium, large, extra large, and 2XLs, which I think for everybody, I just want to show you a 2XL. You ladies could use this as a night shirt. For the folks on there, it's a nice big shirt, and we got a ton of those. So I'm giving them away to anybody that's out there. And also, you know, we do a lot of projects where we like to wear the aprons. So I do have a few of the aprons out front. For those of you that don't have one of these and would like to have one to throw in your car, so when we do projects, we can advertise the club availability and what we do as a community service. So feel free to stop by out front, because after the meeting today, I'm going to pack them back up in the storage spot. So, get them while they're hot.
Thank you, Dave. One more announcement.
Just wanted to add that I think we still need 2 slots filled for Thank you.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, for anyone that's joined us remotely that didn't hear that, we still have 2 slots for the 7 to 10 PM shift tomorrow. If anybody's available, if you could please fill those. We have an announcement from Caitlin, but you would have to come up here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Caitlin. Thank you for that. Okay. I just wanted to get do I have to speak where, right here? Oh, I don't get to be behind here until November 12th. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Caitlin. We all know that I'm going to talk about Rotaract Dublin, Ohio. Last night, we had our first fundraiser of the year 2021 to raise funds for our Dream Big project, which is Dublin's Got Talent. Our showcase is June 26th, 2021. Two, thank you. Thank you. It's been a long morning, okay, guys? I woke up like 10 minutes ago. So yesterday's fundraiser, we were able to raise over $400. And the food was donated last minute from Ian Montgomery, who is the proprietor of Photos. So thank you to Ian. If you guys haven't ever been there, please go. It's amazing food. He does a lot for our Rotaract Club. In fact, we will be meeting at Photos from now on for all of our meetings. So if you just go over there, support him. He's an amazing person and it's an amazing restaurant. Yeah, so we were able to raise over $400. And our next fundraiser efforts will be called Cluster Truck. If any of you have heard of it or possibly heard of it, just kind of recently moved to the Columbus area, but they will deliver food to you, to your house, to your park, anywhere. It's a ghost kitchen and offers many variations of food styles and preparations. They do vegan, gluten-free. If you want to kill the animal, they'll bring you meat too. I'm sorry, I just recently went vegan. It's not cool. It's okay. I miss my meat, but it's okay. But anyway, Cluster Truck all month of October. Just put in the promo code ROTA19 and 30% of the proceeds that month, once the promo code is in, will go towards the fund. So thank you.
Okay, our sergeant today is Mr. Jim Bandine. Welcome, Jim.
Okay, good morning. We only have one guest today, and Tom, you're really not a guest, but I mean, you are a guest, but Tom Clevin. You people completely tapped us out of ones today, so I'm here to try to generate revenue. So don't take any offense, but if you don't have a badge or a pin, you owe a buck.
I have pins though.
It's too late.
How much are they?
The other thing is that if you are not working at the Irish Days, you owe a buck. And lastly, I don't know how many people watched the football game last night, but if you're a Steelers fan, you owe a buck.
Oh. They won though.
I don't care, I'm a Cleveland fan.
You went to bed early.
Exactly. Okay. The large pot is $306. The small pot is $20. We'll go first. The numbers are, the last four are 8722, and you have your choice of either the $20 or going for the 306.
This is 3 weeks in a row.
Susan, which would you prefer? Small pot?
Again?
Last four digits are 8709.
Right here.
Okay. We're looking for the 10 of clubs.
10 of clubs. All right, I think it's right.
No.
All right, thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
All right. I am now excited to bring out the esteemed Tom Clevin, who will introduce our esteemed speaker.
Thank you, Mike. It's my pleasure this morning to introduce our district governor, Mary Jane Shackelford, MJ. Mary Jane joined Rotary in 2006, becoming a member of the Zanesville Daybreak Rotary Club. She served in a number of committees throughout her career, including Public Image, World Community, Rotary Youth Exchange Officer, Sergeant at Arms. One of her proudest moments was becoming the club president and serving during the Rotary year of 15-16. During her term as president, the Rotary Club of Zanesville Daybreak received the Gold Presidential Citation. Congratulations to MJ and the club. And the award was presented by RI President K.R. Roberdon. In addition, MJ was named Rotarian of the Year in 2010, 2011, and received the BB Grant Service Above Self Award in 17-18. A lot of awards there for MJ. On the district level, MJ has served as Public Image Chair, co-chaired the 17-18 District Conference, and proudly served as an AG to 5 clubs from 17 until 20. She also served as an AG coordinator in Rotary year 1920. She's a Paul Harris Fellow, +8, Paul Harris Society member, 125 Club member, and a Bequest Society member. Professionally, MJ is president and co-owner of Barnes Advertising Corporation in Zanesville. Barnes Advertising is a 5th-generation outdoor advertising business with 613 faces in 15 counties throughout southeastern Ohio and western Pennsylvania. Along with being committed to Rotary, MJ is also extremely active within the Zanesville community. She has served on the board of the Muskingum Family Y, the Muskingum County Incubator, Zanesville Downtown Association. She served on the United Way of Muskingum County, United Way of Muskingum, Perry, and Morgan County, the Allocation Committee for 7 years, and was a member of the Zanes State 50th Anniversary Steering Committee. She's a member of the Women of Achievement Planning Committee and is currently serving as a board member of the Muskingum County Community Foundation. MJ is past Women of Achievement recipient, receiving the Mary Voss Jones Funk Business Award in 07. In addition, she was named an American Red Cross Hometown Hero in 2016 and was named a Community Service Honoree by the Zanesville Jaycees in 2016. She's been married to Jeff Shackelford for 21 years, and they have 4 children and 2 grandchildren. I present to you Mary Jane Shackelford.
So I'm not sure, past presidents might remember back in the day, the Rotary International president will always have like the Rotary citation. And so there would be like this pamphlet of requirements that you would have to do. And when I received my pamphlet of requirements in order to get the citation, I actually cried because it's like, there's no way this is going to happen. I'm going to be the first Rotary president in Zanesville Daybreak history not to get the citation because it was crazy hard. And so what happened was the gold, he realized, I think, as he went through that it was going to be a bit of a challenge for clubs to do these tasks that he had aligned. So he basically made like a gold, silver, and bronze. So he changed the game in midstream, but we did it though. So the club did it. So thank you, Tom, for that long introduction, right, Mike? It was great. Long introductions. I got too much stuff here. So I know that when I was here to install Mike, I did give a shout out to a few people. So I know that Calvin Gebhardt's been in my shoes. It's been a few years, but I do need to give a shout out to you and thank you again for your service to Rotary and your continued service. And just reminiscing about his experiences and what I've got ahead of me. So just very excited about that. And certainly Wolf, Assistant Governor, as Tom is, serving the district, and Claudia is our Interact Chair. So I want to thank Claudia for that. And then newly formed District Veterans Affairs Committee as Dwight Seeley and Dave Williamson. So very excited to have you two added to our district team. And as Calvin will say, you know, I'm not doing any of the work. It's all of these people doing all the work. So appreciate you guys being on the team and doing the amazing things that you're doing. Just a couple of announcements. Dwight and Dave will be at our event on September 11th. I think Mike alluded to that with the fall training Road Talks returns. We're going to have a great program. Obviously, we're going to talk about the District Affairs Committee, but we're also going to have a gal by the name of Jill Hoffman's there. She is an organization called See Kids Dream. So I think it's a great connection with what Rotary does and their mission. So you'll learn about that. Claudia has secured an Interact individual. From what I understand, she was an Interact person, but now she's the Interact advisor, and it's Emily. What was Emily's last name?
Emily Temple.
Temple. So I'm very excited to have Emily on board and present to everyone. And then Bill Grendel will be there to talk about some global grants. We're going to talk about making a Rotary story and lots of things. And there's going to be a peace element to that as well. So if you are free on September 11th from 9 to 1, we would love to have you there. I think it's the first in-person meeting that the district has had in a very long time. And so hopefully we will get a great turnout. And like I said, we're going to have some peace things to do. We might be making some peace polls and some different things. And I realize there's a football game that day. So it'll be over. The event will be over by 1. I think the game starts at noon. We will have like a tailgate party for lunch. So hopefully we'll get you out of there and you can make it back in time to see the rest of the game. So thank you very much. All right. So welcome, change makers. I don't know if you've had the opportunity to hear President Sheikh Armetta speak on any of the RI website, YouTube videos, but he calls all Rotarians change makers. And I just love that. Obviously, the theme this year is serve to change lives, so it makes sense. But if you think about it, you know, we are as Rotarians change makers. And if you look at it on a club level, our club experiences from this last year has certainly changed. We have now the owl, you know, so we weren't doing the owl, I don't think, probably this time 2 years ago. So Rotarians, you have kind of molded and adapted to the changing times and still remain very relevant and active. He also calls us change makers because you are all changing individuals' lives. As I get on the website and I see your website page and all the different projects that you're doing, you're touching so many lives and changing so many people and their experiences and lifting them up. So thank you, change makers, for all that you are doing. Woo, that's a woohoo. That's a woohoo. Our founder, Paul Harris, is quoted as saying, "This is a changing world, and we must be prepared to change with it. The story of Rotary will be written again and again." And I find that's amazing. If you remember, Paul Harris started Rotary in 1905. And so, you know, so early on, he's talking about Rotary and how we must change year after year after year to be relevant. And it certainly remains true to this day. And we move along the road of change. The Rotary International President Shaker is asking us all to dream big. He says that we must dream big, so that we can grow more and do more. He has a really big dream. He wants to grow Rotary from 1.2 to 1.3 million by July of 2022. That's certainly a big dream indeed. But can you imagine what we as Rotarians could do if we grew our organization by 100,000 members? Can you dream about what impact 100,000 more members would have on the world and on our communities? How 100,000 more Rotarians contributing to the Rotary Foundation would allow us to perform more projects globally and locally, or having those additional Rotarians contribute to the Polio Plus Fund and eradicate polio from the face of the earth. Helping us to achieve this big dream, is his initiative. He is calling Each One Bring One. He's asking us all to bring someone to Rotary, to a service project, to a social, or even to a meeting. And all of us must take this responsibility for the growth and strength of our clubs. And if sharing the Rotary gift is not exciting enough, the district has put together an incentive that if, Mike, you probably designated some individual in your club, maybe your membership chair, to keep track of those individuals, those Rotarians who do bring somebody to Rotary or to a social. And you will be put into a hopper. And each month, a name will be drawn out of the hopper, and that individual will receive $75 donation to your favorite charity. And I'm suggesting that maybe that $75 is donated to the charity of your guest choice. I think that would be very impactful. So I encourage you all to participate in that. And I know that on the district level, I think we ended the year in 2020 a negative 166. So we're sitting a little over 3,200 right now. A negative 166 in my book is not too bad, considering everything that we've gone through. But I think we're really set for a great foundation. Like I said, all of the clubs really worked hard during 2020, have a great base, and I feel a lot of momentum, a lot of energy and excitement. So I think that we'll be able to continue to grow. And the district has a goal of membership of 475 members. So if you break that out to 59 clubs, that's only 8 members per club. And I think we can do that to get our numbers back up so that we can make some fantastic, make a difference in our world. We've also, through our service, we want to grow through the foundation. And you know, your contributions to the Rotary Foundation is really the fuel that drives this Rotary bus. It allows us to perform those meaningful projects. You're working on a global project. And I believe what you're working on getting and receiving a global grant for that. So you know that all the contributions that you make to the Rotary Foundation come back to us and allow us to do these amazing projects. And I really have to do a woohoo, because last year your goal for contributions for the Rotary Foundation was $8,000, and you guys rocked it, killed it. You raised $14,000. So your club contributed $14,000. Also, your goal for Polio Plus this past year was $1,000, and you again rocked it, and you were raised $2,150, so $2,150. So it's really amazing, and I know I've got you'll see some papers on each of the desks or the tables there for the new 125 Club initiative. And as you may remember, this has been an ongoing initiative since past District Governor Craig introduced it a number of years ago. And so we're asking all Rotarians to contribute a minimum of $100 to the annual fund and $25 to Polio Plus. And so if you make those contributions, you will receive a pin. And in years past, it's been the state of Ohio. And we love the state of Ohio, but I think the state of Ohio is done for a minute. So this year, you're going to get a one-of-a-kind, a new kind of pin that actually has woo-hoo on it. So if contributing to the 125 Club is not exciting enough, and being a member of that club and contributing to the foundation, you will also have a one-of-a-kind woo-hoo pin that you can keep for the rest of your Rotary and personal, your life. You can just have it. It'll be great. And from what I understand, that there might be some additional incentives. I hear there's booze involved. So Ingrid tells me that, you know, I think coming up next month that there's going to be some exciting. White says with booze. What's in that coffee, White? So I look forward to coming back, and I'm sure Tom looks forward to coming back and handing out a whole lot of 125 pins. So I'm very excited. And our goal this year is to actually, so I don't know if you've seen the emails or not, but Steve Heiser did a fantastic job in promoting and fundraising for his year. And he actually secured, I think, 850 125 Club members out of our district this past year. So my goal is a little more lofty. And like I said, Shaker asked us all to dream big. So I'm dreaming in big. I want 1,500. So we'll see what we can do. So anything that, if, you know, I know that we all contribute as we can. So whatever you can do, and I'm thinking, you know, $1 a day for the next 125 days, you got it. And if you contribute from Rotary Direct, just remember that you do have to do 2 separate entries, because we're working on RI to kind of change that so it makes the whole system a little bit smoother. But if you are doing Rotary Direct, you would have to make a $100 contribution and then come back and then do the $25 for Polio Plus, so just FYI. And if anybody knows me, you know I'm kind of a big peace person. So peace is going to be a focus of this year. And I'm proud to announce, and you may know this already, that our district is a Peace Builder district. And we've been a Peace Builder district for the last 3 years, and we're going to continue to do that. And we get that distinction by donating $25,000 to the Peace Centers of Rotary International annually. And being a global Peace Builder district means knowing that we're a part of a Rotary network dedicated to supporting peace and development of projects and activities, while also helping dedicated scholars become catalysts for peace around the world. And because we are a Peace Builder district, the big dream this year is to have all clubs in our district, all 59, become Peace Builder clubs. And I know Mike was on a call this week earlier to learn some more information about that. And I know that sometimes it gets kind of a worrisome that, oh, it's another committee, another task that we have to do and so forth. But if you think about it, Rotary clubs are already doing projects around peace. I mean, your Veterans Affairs Committee, I mean, that is certainly focused around peace. You're doing a literacy project and getting some district funding for that. You know, if an individual can't read, they probably can't get a job, or it's hard to get a job, can't provide for their family. So they're not necessarily going to be as peaceful as they could be. You provide food, food pantries. If you're hungry, it's hard to be at peace. So your clubs you guys are already doing peace projects. So I encourage you, if it's something that is interesting to you, excuse me, to become a Peace Builder club. And it really just takes 2 individuals in the club to be champions, and fill out an application. It's a $50 fee to become a member of the Rotary Action Group for Peace for each individual. And then voila, you're a Peace Builder district or Peace Builder club. So please consider that. And like I said, you're already doing some things focused around peace. Eleanor Roosevelt is quoted as saying, it's not enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work for it. So thank you for working towards peace. And thank you for what you're doing already. Another exciting thing is we are going to put together a series of peace symposiums throughout the district. And this is really modeled after past Rotary International President Ian Risley, who was from Australia, and he was our Rotary International President a few years ago. And he did a series of peace symposiums throughout the world. So I want to emulate that. I'm going to have a series of peace symposiums throughout our district. And I want to focus on a couple of areas of focus for each symposium. And I'm excited to announce that our very first one is going to be September 25th. There's a little save the date flyer on some of the tables there. Yeah. And so we're going to have a peace symposium. It will be a hybrid. So you have the opportunity of either coming in person or participating via Zoom. It will be focusing on literacy and economic development. We're going to feature obviously Rotary projects, both locally and globally, in both of those categories. And we are working very hard, and hopefully should know today, we're hoping that Fran DeWine will be our keynote speaker there for, because she's doing the Imagination Library. So we know that she's got a passion for literacy and making sure that young people have books to read as they're growing up. So if you have the opportunity to come to Zanesville, or if you've got some time and would like to zoom in at September 25th, I encourage you to do so. And then we'll have another peace symposium probably in February here in Columbus area. There will be another one, I'm not really sure when. There's going to be one in the middle of that, and then we're going to do one during the district conference, which is set to be April 8th and 9th at the Cherry Valley Hotel. And I was telling Caitlin, and Claudia knows this, that my focus is try to engage our Interact and Rotaract, Ryland, and Youth Exchange. So they're going to be a big part of this district conference. And I'm going to have them put together a peace symposium around environment. I think the young people would really get behind that. So they're going to be in charge of putting that together. So So great things coming along, peace symposiums happening. So please come if you can, attend via Zoom. Another exciting thing that we've got going, and again, Shaker Mehta is very passionate about empowering girls. And he's originally from India, so you can imagine that probably he sees a little bit different things than we see in our neck of the woods when it comes to empowering girls. But he's very passionate and wants all Rotarians to think and consider projects around empowering girls. We had the opportunity to connect with Amber Runyon with the 11th Candle Company during our March presentation, our March training, and she volunteered to partner with the district in some effort. And I don't know if you're familiar with the 11th Candle Company or not, but they're a local Columbus enterprise. And basically they work to redeem, restore, empower, and equip those vulnerable to human trafficking, abuse, exploitation, and addiction. Their mission states that if we can teach little girls to dream, that they'll be the force that changes the world. We can certainly teach broken women to dream like little girls again, so that they too can be a force to change the world and make it a better place. So I'm excited to say I had the opportunity to go to the 11th Candle Company, and we are going to present and make available for sale the very first Rotary Peace Candle. So these will be available on her website. I'm hopefully here in the next week or so. These will be for sale for obviously any Rotarians, but anybody around the world can purchase a peace candle. And then Amber has graciously agreed to give our district 25% of each sale of these candles, which will come back to the district. And we've got some funding this year for peace projects, but we're planning then for next year and years to come that we'll have a consistent stream of income and funding for peace projects throughout the district. So I'm very excited. So I have peace candles, one for mine, and I'm going to get one. So funny story. So do what?
How much?
They're $18.
Which is their retail price.
The $18. So we've talked about some clubs might want to consider buying a number of them. And if you've got like a street fair or an event or something that you're at, then you could maybe sell them for $20, $25. You know, it's not a lot of money back into the club, but it would be a little bit, you know, a few dollars back to the club. So you can sell them for whatever you want. So, but anyway, yes.
Is there shipping?
Probably. Yeah, we're not, yeah. It depends.
We ordered as a club maybe.
But she's right here in Columbus too. So right on, I think, Worthing, like High Street. So you could probably order those and then just go pick them up if you're ordering a number of them. And that way you wouldn't have shipping costs. But yeah, extremely excited. And so Price Finley, who is you're welcome, district governor-elect, he's like, well, Mary Jane, what does peace smell like? It's like, well, you'll just have to get a candle to find out. So anyway, so very, very excited about that. Just a couple other things before I kind of wrap it up here. Rotary International Convention this year is in Houston. We haven't had an in-person Rotary International Convention for 2 years. We were supposed to go to Hawaii. No, we'll get to go to Hawaii. Then we're supposed to go to Taipei, Taiwan. That clearly did not happen. So now we're having the international conventions in Houston this year. And we do have a block of rooms secured that will be available to any Rotarian who wants to participate and then hang out with your fellow District 6690 individuals. The international convention is June 4th through the 8th. There is a Rotaract pre-conference, Caitlin, that you might want to consider. There's also, yeah, I'm just saying, well, somebody could go. And then there'll be a pre-conference for peace as well, but it's going to be huge. Obviously, you always hear that, you know, Texas does things big, but Rotarians haven't been together for 2 years. So I'm envisioning this to be incredibly huge and very, very much fun. And so maybe Ingrid asked me about Germany. Germany was a great international convention, but I'll tell you, the best one that I ever attended was the one in Atlanta. That was, I think, the foundation's anniversary, but there were probably about 35,000 of your closest Rotary friends there. And, you know, there's 35,000 people there, but because there was a lot of individuals from the district, you would go and you would know people, you know, and so it was a great experience. And I feel like Houston is going to be that same experience. So if you've never been to a Rotary International Convention, certainly Ingrid and Susan being in the presidential line, you might want to consider doing that because you get a lot of great ideas, you meet a lot of great people, networking, and it's a great resource for information. So I encourage you to do that. And then who's talking about the member? So Ramona. I think she had to leave. Yeah. So I'm very excited to hear about that because we're going to be kicking off a public image campaign throughout the district, and it's basically about telling your Rotary story. And we go back about mentioning, you know, you're a change maker. And if you share your Rotary story with that individual that you're considering bringing to Rotary or to a social, tell them why you're a Rotarian and why, you know, why it's important to you. I think that you will be more successful in convincing individuals that they want to become Rotarians, because there are a lot of people in the world that want to make the world a better place. And there's a lot of people that want peace in our world. And so if they know that what you're doing in your communities can help them reach those goals, it would be terrific. So what I'd like to do today, if I've got about another 10 minutes, I don't know what time. I don't? I got 1 minute? Okay, well, I have a really great story that I wanted to share with you. Okay, so I'm going to do this. It's going to take longer than a minute, so I'm sorry. So our club back in 2015 was the first club to do a peace project. And so we planted peace trees. We gathered food and gave it to food pantry. We distributed peace medallions to area schools. We actually printed 8,000 of these peace medallions. Had the blank peace sign on one side and the wrong Rotary logo on this side. But we distributed these to local schools, and we encouraged students to just write in color on them what peace means to you. And so we gathered those after September 21st, which was International Day of Peace, always September 21st. And so we had 8,000 of these peace medallions, and some were very, very elaborate, some not so elaborate, but they, you know, they colored them and designed them and just put words of encouragement on them. We distributed these, or we displayed these on our peace trees. So they hung in the library on a fake tree. We have an art walk, monthly art walk, and so they were hanging there. And so one year we participated in a Veterans Day parade. And so this particular year, it was 25 degrees. The wind was blowing probably like 30 or 40 miles per hour. So there were a number of Rotarians who were putting pom-poms on the float, flew away, gone, couldn't find them. And we're hanging these medallions, and you know, they're flying off. You can't find them, and we're laughing. It's like, oh, we're spreading peace. We're spreading peace. Isn't that funny? We're spreading peace. You know, so in our innocence, we're just having a good time. So the parade went on without a hitch. We're losing medallions kind of right and left us down the parade route. But one of the gals that participated in this, putting the float together and then walked with the parade, was Keely Warden, who is the executive director of our local food pantry, which was downtown and is on the close to the route of the Veterans Day parade. And so she went back to the food kitchen just to kind of check on things after the parade was over. And she noticed that there was a lady sitting in the alleyway, and she was clearly upset. So Keely walked up to her and asked her, you know, are you okay? And she said, no, I'm not okay. And so after some conversation and some coaxing, it comes to find out that that morning, this homeless lady had been attacked and raped that morning. And so Keely was, you know, she's like, well, okay, well, we need to make sure that you get some assistance, you know, get checked out and make sure you're okay. So again, some coaxing, she finally agreed. And she said that, you know, I've got my belongings over here, and you know, I don't want anybody to steal my stuff. And stereotypically, I guess, but she had a shopping cart full of all of her belongings. So Keely says, well, I'll go ahead and put this in the garage here at the price table so it'll be safe. So when you come back out of the hospital and everything, your belongings will be there. So when Keely went over to get this cart, she noticed that one of these peace medallions was sitting on top of her cart under the bungee cord that she had. And Keely knew what it was, but she approached the gal and she says, you know, what is that piece of paper? And she said, you know, Keely, it's like my morning sucked, you know, to say the least. And I was actually contemplating suicide because my life is just going nowhere. And she goes, as I was having that thought, she goes, one of these pieces of paper flew from the sky, came down, and when I picked it up, it had this message of hope. And she goes, it changed my mind. And she goes, do you think that this is a message from God? And Keely says, yes, I think it is. So my point is that, you know, we're laughing and thinking we're spreading peace, but just a simple piece of paper saved somebody's life that day. And so that is what you as Rotarians are doing. You're touching people's lives. You may not know or even know that you're changing their lives and in what fashion, but it can be as simple as a piece of paper. So I want to thank you all for being Rotarians. I want to thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for your attention this morning. And woohoo! And I'm sorry I was
Okay, that story was definitely worth a few extra minutes. Thank you. We have a couple small gifts for both Tom and MJ, just to keep you guys reminded about Dublin AM, and we really appreciate you being here. And I am also going to quote Paul Harris. The foundation upon which Rotary is built is friendship. On no less firm foundation could it have stood. Have a great weekend.
did not get a Rotary pin, so the theme this year is Serve to Change Lives, and I have a new Rotary magnet. So if you would like to have a Rotary pin this year,
Thank you.